Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, and I apologize in advance if we hear some knocking and banging and if anybody comes down to interrupt me. I'm going to try to squeeze this in as quickly as possible. I've done a lot of the pre-work and I cannot get to my printer. We've moved everything in the house, all 3 floors of the house, because we're having new windows installed today. And so I had to move everything on my desk, including the printer, off, and it's unplugged. So I will not publish this until I have a photo with it, but I wanted to show you the process of building the page. First thing I did was I have a stencil that's a big circle, and I kind of stapled it down. I think I'm going to turn it this way because I don't want the uneven. These sides are even. This is lower to the bottom than this. So I'm just going to, I'll do it that way. What I did here was I put that stencil on and then I brayered with my dotty brayer some Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide. And then I brushed on 2 different yellows, and I forget what they were. One of them, I would hate to hazard a guess. 2 different yellows, one kind of a brighter and the other a little more subdued and muted. And then I spritzed with water to get that water reactivity, which is why some of the dots have gotten fuzzy, and I've got some splatters of orange. Speaking of splatters of orange, I've got an orange color shimmer spray by Dilutions that I'm going to add I think I'm going to add some dots. The photo is of John in the Invisible Edge pool at the resort we stayed in for one night in Bora Bora. And we went, after breakfast the next morning, we went swimming. We didn't have to get back to the ship until that afternoon or that evening. So we kind of hung around. We went to the pool after we'd packed up and were essentially ready to leave. We went to the pool and played around in the pool until it was lunchtime and we could have one of the pina coladas that they serve in the coconut shells. They actually get the coconut out of the tree and hack it, in half and pour the juice out of it and pull some meat out and blend it all in with fresh pineapple that they've gotten on the plantation. So it's all very, awesome. But anyway, when we went to the pool, and the photo shows this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on when I post it, because there's the photo and then the photo I take of the layout, and then I always filter the layout photo so that there aren't shadows and so that my whites look white instead of gray. I don't always succeed with that, as you've no doubt noticed. So anyway, I'm also doing the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge, and the requirements are sun or cloud, wet medium, and that was the brayered stuff I did. And then a weather word in the title. Mine's going to be Bora Bora Raindrops, and rainbow paper or icon. I have a paper that has rainbows on it. That's from Happy Days by Coco Vanilla. And flowers, and of course that's not difficult for me to do. So what I'm going to do, I have just some scraps of paper in colors that I thought would go. Where I'm working backwards from here is this sticker book, and it's got a lot of Australian native flora and fauna, if you will. So I'm gonna try to use some of that. I'm gonna try to go around the circle, and I hope I have enough. I want this kind of slightly up from center. All my little, I distressed all these papers and the crumbs are everywhere. So I've got this, I'm gonna put it at a slightly different angle there. And then I have these three that are different parts of the rainbow paper that's on the other side of this paper. And so I'm gonna slide that one under there, and the next one I'm gonna kind of scooch it under that way. And then I think I'm gonna put this one overlapping like so. And then I will layer some kind of flower or tropical leaf or something right there to kind of clean up that ugly edge. Then I found this paper, which I thought was great. What I'm trying to do is, there's a lot of swimming pool blue in the photo, and so I'm using colors that will contrast. Let me get a piece of foam to put on here. I thought I had done all my foaming, and I kind of went back and forth on this between using the beautiful hibiscus flowers from Where To Next, and this little tub of flowers from Happy Days. But I think I'm gonna stick with this sticker book. Let me get this down. Okay, I think that's parallel there. And this one is on foam strips, which I thought would make for quicker adhesion. Okay. Now, I have this little tag that says Hello Sunshine, and I'm going to put it here so that it goes off the edge of the page. And I'll put it at an angle, and after that has dried, I'll cut that edge off. Okay, I have punched out from some packaging. It's some Where To Next packaging. These three clouds, and I'm gonna kind of mount them up here. Actually, move that down into here. And I'm going to do the title because I want to be sure that I have room for it. I'm using this alpha from Where to Next, and I'm going to get the letters out. And they're chipboard, so I'm going to glue them down. I normally wouldn't video a page for the challenge, but I assembled everything and as though I was gonna, well, unless it's a scrap squad lift or a scrap a sketch. Hopefully I have room for Bora Bora. But like I said, I kind of got started on this with as though I was gonna do it, and then I thought, why not? I may not be able to get to my printer until Thursday. And this is Tuesday that I'm talking to you. So I'm not sure when I'll be able to print a photo. I should have, before I moved everything, I should have printed 1,000,000 photos. And I just didn't. So it's totally on me. Also didn't think that I needed to get out to get to physical therapy today when the truck came up and totally blocked the driveway. I'm going to put this down right under here, and the word Raindrops is going to go on it. And there's room for that, so I won't make you watch me pick off all these little letters. I checked to be sure that I have them all. I think this can be cut from there now. And now I'm just going to find pretty things to put around, and I want them all up on foam. So I'm just going to cut foam and I'm going to do a pretty, let's see. There's this really nice, but I think it's too long to go there. Oh, there's some bordery kinds of things. why don't I just, here, I'm going to do this one because it seems to go off in the right direction, and I'll fill in right here, this little spot. And I'm just going to let the stenciling be my guideline for placing all these things. I need another kind of vertical-ish one, if I can see that. I have this one that I thought could go up at the top. And of course, the style of these, they're very kind of true to life nature representations rather than, okay, and I'll let that stick up, that's fine. And I'm going to put something colorful right there. Maybe one of these pretty pink ones. Right here, and I will go ahead and tuck that. I don't like that. I think I want something with just one flower. Maybe, and I'm not seeing, okay, here is a pretty flower. I wish I knew the names of these, and I know my Australian friends will help me out with that. These are KaiserCraft and very, they're made in Australia. They're a wonderful company that makes absolutely gorgeous products. Okay, here is a vertical bit. And I feel okay using all these Australian images because on the same cruise, we did go to Australia. I did not get to see a kookaburra while I was there. I mean, there may have been one in the wildlife park in Sydney. So put that there, and maybe a, gosh, this one looks like it would go nicely. Anyway, I got this sticker book long after the collection, I guess, had all been exhausted. It was a kind of a closeout special. And let's see, I'm going to put this here to kind of round out, and I'll do something going down here. Maybe, let's try this. I think this is eucalyptus, which koalas eat. I used to actually grow some eucalyptus. I had some eucalyptus in the garden. I liked challenging myself to grow can I curve that or give it the appearance of curving? I'll go ahead and do this, and then I'll cut it at the part where the curve seems to where it seems to go off the curve. And then I will add a pretty pink floral kind of right there. I liked trying to, in Houston, which is a very humid climate, you wouldn't think you could grow dry things like olives and gray plants, in other words, and like olives and and eucalyptus, but I kind of analyzed wind and sun and things like that in the gardens and landscapes that I did. And I ended up being able to do some plantings, kind of create some microclimates, I guess is what it's technically called. I don't spend anywhere near that time or effort in the garden these days, and I kind of wish I did, wish I could. My physical therapist suggested that when I see my orthopedic doctor, that I let him know that, you know, the big question about arthritis is whether it interferes with your doing things that you love. And mine has definitely cut into my gardening. I want that little guy's head still showing there. So I want something pretty here, and I have this with some yellow in it. I'd have to cut this down at the bottom. It wouldn't look quite as good. Let me try this. I could do that and this, which I could cut off. And I'm just going to put that down flat, and I'll put this up on foam. Here we go. Okay. And because these flowers aren't as what do you call them? Showy is the term, the landscaping term for flowers like this. If there's a graceful art to the greenery and some interesting seeds and some flowers, they're certainly beautiful and worth growing, but they don't fall into that category of showy. And so there's kind of a culture, I guess, in, showy flowers are kind of the obvious choice, so they're sold at places, mass marketed places like big box stores like Home Depot and things, places like that, where you'll find less showy perennials and maybe flowers that require less care and attention, that look kind of like these. But because these are not showy, I'm having trouble figuring out what to put right here. And I don't want to put this pink flower there. So I could do one of these, something like that. Maybe that's a little too big. Let's go back and find something. I don't think I used this, but that and one of these little flowers might be pretty right there, but they don't layer as well as I thought they might. Okay, let me see if there's something else. How about a phrase, and where can I put this? Is there a place on, I've already pulled it from the sticker book, so maybe just right there. There's to live is a beautiful thing. Together we built a life we love. Let's stay here forever. That's perfect. That's perfect. But how do I put that on there? I'm gonna need foam behind it and then some little bits of foam that kind of bolster it in places. I just need to stiffen it. With foam all the way down, and then I'll cut some smaller pieces. I know I need something right under there, so I'm going to put it directly on the page. And hope that that's enough to get it level. Okay, there. And so I need to add raindrops there. Let me see if there's anything else, like a small colorful accent that I could maybe add right in there or there. There are some really pretty little flags, and there's but I'm kind of, this bothers me, that it seems like I need something right there. So maybe that after all. And I want to put a like a tab or something up there. And I'm not seeing it here in the sticker book. I want something. You've all probably seen Just the Perfect Thing, and I'm missing it. How about that? Just does not work there. The bird. I'm kind of liking that. Okay. I wish I'd done something to cover this up. Maybe I can do something there. That's just an example of something I might put there. I will, oh, how about a strip, another strip like this strip, but here and maybe a little bit wider. I'm just gonna kind of willy-nilly cut me one of those. And I'm gonna take this up and I'm gonna have this one meeting these, and I have a different part showing. Do I want that part? Maybe that's the part I want showing, and I will distress it and stick it down and put that leaf over it. I think that's going to help my vision of this. And I'm just going to put a little glue on it and not put any foam, because I'm okay there. And now I can do that, and you can still see. I will put a little foam on the end of that because I want it to stick up. You can still see that this is rainbow printed paper, and it's not that kind of awkward white sticking up in the middle of the rest of the color. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but I might pull this and see if I can find a word phrase to put on there. And I need some foam behind it. I actually need to put it back. Well, I'll put it right here, and then I will find this. Because the picture is cute, I'm gonna add this thing that says too cute. I'm gonna round the edges so it fits into the little space there. It's not exactly rounding that I'm doing here. It's kind of cutting little corners off. Place it in there. Do this, and where did my little skinny, I can't find it, so I will put some of this behind it, and that should work. It just based on the sounds, I'd say the guys are taking a lunch break. Okay. And that's the page except for the photo, which will go right there. And I like that you can see a little of that orange stripe there. I started to try to tuck it in so that this was perfectly framed by that. So, thanks for watching. Bye.